2 weeks of waiting ended the moment Christian Gonzalez stepped back onto the field, healthy and aggressive. Relief came first. Then came the second feeling. The better Gonzo looked, the harder it became to accept that his future still was not protected by a signature. Patriots Nation, listen closely. That emotional swing runs through everything today. The defense gets its star back, the edge rush is asking for help, Drake Maye makes the offense dream, and a trade hands enormous responsibility to another young player. If hope and pressure hit you at the same time, hit like and stay with me. Gonzalez returned as if 2 weeks away were an unpleasant pause, not an interruption. He took every rep in full pads, moved freely, and used his first individual target to remind everyone how much his presence changes this defense. Drake Maye tried to find A.J. Brown in the corner of the end zone. Gonzo closed the window and broke up the pass. One practice rep. I know. Still, your all-pro corner resuming where he left off feels reassuring. Best receiver, attacking the ball, no hesitation. Marcus Jones captured the locker room's relief over his healthy teammate. Kevin Byard went further. He described a professional still talking normally, working in the training room, and refusing to let the contract situation poison his behavior. A massive payday could have allowed frustration to change Gonzalez's routine. His teammates say he remained himself, even while naturally quiet. And I am telling you, professional loyalty deserves loyalty from the organization in return. That is when relief starts leaking out of the room. Devin Witherspoon signed a 4-year, $132 million extension in Seattle, including $101 million guaranteed and $59 million at signing. Robert Kraft said New England offered to make Gonzalez football's highest-paid cornerback, but the guaranteed details may be keeping the sides apart. Elliott Wolf acknowledged that each side is pursuing its own interests, then repeated the Patriots want him. The wording sounds diplomatic. The calendar does not. The Seattle opener is 15 days away, and this contract cloud is still traveling with the team. I will defend the Patriots, but defending this franchise does not mean inventing excuses for the delay. Gonzalez lets the coaching staff put one side of the field in his hands, move the safeties around, get more creative with blitzes, and ease the burden on the defense if the pass rush does not deliver. All 6 New England teams that won a Super Bowl had a corner capable of handling matchups on that level. His return to practice removes the immediate fear surrounding the injury. It does not answer the emotional question hanging over this season. How long should a player who acts like a foundational piece be treated like an unfinished negotiation? Gonzalez has already shown what he can give this team. Now the organization has to show how much it believes its own talk about competing for something meaningful. If the commitment is to build a dominant defense, the answer cannot live only inside public compliments. It needs to reach the contract before that relief turns back into anxiety. The Gonzalez negotiation feels heavier beside the part of this defense offering nowhere near the same security. The middle returns intact. Kevin Byard replaces Jalen Hawkins, and Draymond Jones takes the spot left by Kayvon Chase on. The design creates confidence. The edge looks too thin for a team planning to hunt quarterbacks in January. Harold Landry missed training camp after foot surgery and remains on PUP. His chances of playing in Week 1 look extremely slim. Opening the year on that list would cost him 4 weeks. Draymond is coming off a career-high 7 sacks, but has topped 5.5 only once before. Elijah Ponder recorded 4 in a rotational role and draws praise for his athletic ability. Haku's arrived late after the rookie contract dispute and has not impacted the preseason yet. Together, the likely starters without Landry produced 11 sacks, all from Jones and Ponder. Ponder and JCAS can grow, but hope cannot be the only pass rush plan. The secondary can cover longer with Gonzalez. No corner, regardless of talent, should have to win forever while the opposing quarterback stands comfortably and chooses where to throw. But Patriots Nation, this is where things get really interesting. Alex Highsmith could come back onto the table as a trade target. His name circulated earlier, the rumors cooled, and now the need makes that conversation relevant again. Pittsburgh has TJ Watt, Nick Herbig, Jack Sawyer, and Jamin Davis in the room. Highsmith recorded 9.5 sacks last season. A 4th-round pick might be enough to open talks, and New England would take on $14.5 million in 2026. The Patriots could effectively treat him as a 1-year rental if they chose to release him afterward. That calls for discipline on price, not fear in the evaluation. Boutte is no longer trade currency, so the cost must come from draft capital. Protecting a promising season could justify giving up a mid-round pick for proven pressure. Highsmith does not need to be a savior. He only needs to keep the front from depending on a rushed Landry recovery or simultaneous breakouts from every young player. If Wolf intends to pay Gonzalez like the centerpiece, he must ensure that work is not wasted by an edge group unable to shorten the play. Then practice delivered the image. Drake Maye controlling the red zone as if the field never got smaller. He completed 11 of 13 passes during team periods, found A.J. Brown 5 times, and finished the 1-minute drill with a touch pass to Ramondre Stevenson. The back released, gained a step on Robert Spillane, and held the ball while falling inside the end zone. That accuracy and composure do not appear by accident. Space disappears in the red zone. Windows close fast, and the slightest delay turns a touchdown into a turnover. Maye was among the rare starters who completed more than 65% of their passes there last season. On Monday, he placed throws high, low, over the middle, and toward both sidelines. He also threw touchdowns to Brown and Kayshon Boutte while completing 7 of 9 during 7-on-7 work. You can feel the offense trusting a quarterback who can rescue a play with his arm, manipulate tight space, and turn a running back into a receiver at the deciding moment. The defense may be talking money and searching for edge pressure. Maye is reminding everyone why those decisions must support a season that no longer feels like a development lab. But that practice demanded a price. Trayvon Henderson left early after feeling discomfort in his right foot or ankle during an 11-on-11 red zone rep. One trainer attended to him, and he did not return. The issue appeared minor, lowering the fear without removing the need for attention. Henderson brings explosiveness to a backfield needing multiple answers next to Ramondre. The offensive line shifted, while Jesus finally generated frequent pressure. Those details do not erase concerns. They show competing forces. Maye raised the ceiling. Henderson leaving touched the fear around depth. Jackass offered a small answer on the edge, and Stevenson's touchdown left a beautiful message. When the ball appeared slightly out of reach, he stretched and refused to let the opportunity escape. This entire roster is being asked to do the same. But one connection from that practice already belongs to the past. Kayshon Boutte was sent to Houston for second-year safety Jalen Reed and a 2028 7th-round pick. After months of rumors and reports that the receiver wanted a trade before the draft, New England decided. It hurts because Boutte built chemistry with Maye, received his support, and stayed involved all summer. Sending him to another AFC contender increases the emotional risk of this bet. The Patriots bet on defensive potential, opened space in the receiver room, and chose to trust the development of the players who stayed. Houston urgently needed help at receiver, which made the Texans a natural trade partner. For New England, Kyle Williams is now the name under pressure. Williams' early camp offered little comfort. After an uneven rookie season, he worked with the second team and seemed to be fighting near the roster bubble. Then he delivered another strong performance against Philadelphia 2 days before the trade. His speed and playmaking began outweighing earlier mistakes. His rise may not have caused the Boutte trade, but it almost certainly made the decision easier for the coaches to accept. He was one of the first draft choices of the Mike Vrabel era. He flashed explosiveness, and now gets an opportunity that cannot be confused with unlimited patience. That space carries responsibility. If Boutte thrives in Houston while Williams struggles, every missed route will be compared with the player who left. If Williams turns speed into consistent production, this trade could mark the moment the coaches saw his development before everyone else. In our Foxborough read, I want the fan base heard without reducing this to a simple either-or choice. What should be Williams' first responsibility now that the path is open? For me, he must earn Maye's trust on routine snaps, not only explosive plays. A great receiver cannot live solely on the play stretching the field. He keeps drives alive, adjusts his route, and appears when the defense expects the ball his way. Boutte deserves respect for what he built, and Williams deserves the chance to prove this decision had a foundation. But the front office accepted the consequences. This separation allows no neutrality. It is a bet on the coach's evaluation, Reed's upside, and Kyle's transformation. The field gets the final answer now. Foxborough went through 4 emotions today with no time to protect itself. Relief over Gonzalez, uneasiness on the edge, hope while watching Maye, and the sting of losing Boutte. I leave this day believing more in the ceiling of this roster, while demanding the courage required to support that belief. Pay the defender who changes the system. Find help where the pressure is still missing. Protect the pieces around the quarterback, and own the bet made on Williams. Subscribe to follow every answer this season delivers. Patriots Nation, tell me what you think. In one word, what feeling defines the Patriots after all of this?